This is eCommerce Uncensored. Brought to you by Fast Forward Unlimited. We're coming to you fully loaded and exposed with all the strategies and techniques for growing your e-commerce business.
Hello and welcome to another episode of eCommerce Uncensored. This is Kevin Manel and I'm here with
Jason Caruso.
This is episode number 40. And a couple of weeks ago we started talking about the fact that we were going to be launching our very own e-commerce store in the near future. And
in the future.
In the future, let's not say near.
Right.
Let's not put any deadlines on us. But basically, we're in the initial stages of what's going to be an e-commerce store and the things that need to be in place, at the beginning part that we feel like if you're getting ready to start an e-commerce store, these are the directions you should go in. Or even if you have a store and you really want to expand the store a little bit and add new products.
Right, or your store's struggling.
Yeah.
We deal with a lot of e-commerce clients in here, and the first thing we ask them is I should back up. We deal with a lot of startup e-commerce companies, and the first thing we ask them is have you sold your product yet? And 9 times out of 10 it's no one's ever bought one of my product. And if you think about it, these guys that come in they're passionate about their product. They love their product. They've been developing it for sometimes years and years, and they really, really put their heart and soul into it. And then they come to us and say, "Hey, can you sell it?" And the funny thing is that's completely backwards. You should first pick a product that is selling already, and then either sell some more of it just under your brand, or create a product that is already selling. Validate the product, and that's something that is really important, because if the marketplace doesn't want your product, doesn't matter how much time or effort or love or care or whatever you put into it, if they're not, people aren't going to take out their wallet and give you their money, none of that really matters.
I think it's really easy for us to say that, and because we know it and we've been around it for so long. But I think from a lot of these entrepreneurial type people, it's just common. It feels like common sense to them that they need a product. They need to have an inventory of product that they need to ship out to people when they start selling them. But it's really not the case.
Right. You should first see what people want, and then give them, sell them what they want.
So you've been playing around.
I've been playing around
without me, which I don't love, because I love playing around with these things too. So
I've told you numerous times that I was doing it, and not once have you gotten up off your rear end and came and looked at what I was doing.
I'm very interested in it. I haven't had a chance to really sit down with you and really go over a lot of this stuff. So a lot of this is going to be you showing me what you've been up to and showing me some of the tools. I know I got credit card bills for some of the tools that you've been using, and that's about all I know. So
hey, I canceled some other things, and so we're
you're like, if I go to the store and I save $15 on something.
No, that's like your wife and my wife.
I didn't want to say that.
I know you didn't want to say that, but that's how our wives are. So
we make a joke of it in my house. She'll be like, I saved $15 on this. I was like, so do I owe you $15 so you can buy something else?
Right.
So that's the same thing Jason goes through.
If you didn't spend the $15, you would have saved even more money. But they don't. That's not how they think about it. But anyway, okay. So nowadays, guys, there's no excuse for coming up with a product or not having a product that people want. Look, the biggest marketplace in the world, Amazon. You start there. They have sections that are called movers and shakers, and that basically is a section that will sort of give you all the products that have, moved around in terms of their popularity. They give you that. They show you this product is up 1,500%. Okay, so they're telling you what products are selling on their platform. In the movers and shaker section.
Is that where do you go on Amazon to see that? Is that
you have to search Google Amazon movers and shakers, or Amazon bestsellers, and then there's a tab that says movers and shakers. So I don't really know how to find it on their website, to be honest with you. I just type it into Google.
Is it basically a mix of all products?
It's a mix of all products, but then you can sort of drill down to the different categories.
Right.
So books, sports, whatever.
Well, that's good because obviously for us is like we still want to have it. We're not just going to sell a product because it's selling great necessarily, right? We want to sell a product that we're also interested in and that we'll have a passion for. So maybe if you narrow down some categories, you'll find those products. Because obviously you and I aren't necessarily going to sell a makeup product.
No, I mean, some people would say like, you have to have a general kind of store and just sell the products that are selling. Mm-hmm. Other people like niche stores because, you find like a niche that people are passionate about and people will buy. Just depends on what your taste is, I think. For us, I would rather be interested in the product. Some people swear that you don't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly go out there and just find a bunch of products that sell and have a general store like Jason said. But
I mean, either way, you're going to have to test.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's something to be said about, like having a passion for the product or liking the product. Or like for me, it would be like electronics or golf or I don't know, something like that would really interest me. So when I go to advertise and when I go to sell this product, I'm really looking forward to it.
Right. So Amazon is a great place to find products that are either on the rise or are selling really well already. Also, what I like to do is use a tool called Google Trends. And basically, Google will tell you the trends in their search. So if I find a product that I like, I'll typically go to Google and type that product in or Google Trends and type that product into googletrends.com and see how that product is trending. So I'm kind of just backing up what Amazon is saying using Google Trends. I mean, you can also kind of search different things that are happening in the world. I mean, you can use Google Trends for a lot of different reasons. But to back up sort of what Amazon is saying, I like to also look at Google Trends.
Yeah, I think that gives you, I don't have that much experience with Google Trends, but doesn't that give you certain times of year also? Because certain times, like if you search now, certain products will be more trending than others just because of the time of the year. So depending on whether you want a seasonal product or a year-long product and things like that. So those are things you can check on there as well.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you're not going to be, I mean, we always recommend running paid advertising, but if you're not going to be doing that, Google Trends will also help you decide if you want to like target SEO keywords and all that sort of thing. I'm not going to get into that now, but that brings me actually to something that's not on our list, Kevin. I was looking at Google's keyword tool, the keyword planner. That's another place to look to see search volume, to see, it's funny because the more I'm digging into this, the more I'm learning, and it's pretty interesting. Like, people will typically go after products that don't have a high competitive score, but when I'm doing the research, those to me are the money makers because people wouldn't be so the keyword wouldn't be so competitive if there wasn't such a high competitive score. So if you're not familiar,
I think people see that as like it's a harder point to get to when there's so much competition.
Right, and that may very well be true, but that's if you're going to be marketing on Google's platform. I mean, if you're going to be using Facebook advertising or Pinterest, you can look at it the other way and say, look, okay, though, like if people aren't competing for those keywords, they're probably not making any money.
Yeah, good point.
So,
and the Google Keyword Planner, that's within the AdWords platform.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll link and give you some more information on each one of these things, like the Amazon movers and shakers. So you don't have to go to Google and search for it. We'll get a direct link to it in Google Trends as well.
Okay. Now, the other two tools that I'm using in the research, we probably should have prefaced this by saying this is the research stage, and the other two tools that I'm using that Kevin's paying for are TerraPeak and Longtail Pro. Now, Both of these products, I wouldn't say that I'm blown away by them, but they are very interesting. Terapeak will show you the products that are selling on eBay. So you could type in whatever, golf balls or whatever it is, and it'll tell you how it's selling on eBay itself. And that's another indication. So really, these are just different layers.
Yeah, I mean, eBay is another good one, just like Amazon. It's where people go. Even if you go to, a lot of people I've noticed is even if you go to an e-commerce store, you're always going to it seems like it's becoming part of the shopping process. You go check Amazon, and you go check eBay, and you just you price shop. It's like when you go to the store and you look at different stores, it's the same kind of thing. So eBay is a great place to see where things are moving.
Right, and it's kind of hard on eBay to see what is selling. I mean, yeah, you can look at top sellers and look through their reviews, but it's really difficult to see that. Terapeak makes that a little bit easier. And last but not least, I think this is my favorite out of the two, is a tool called Longtail Pro. I really like that tool. They tell you, they give you a lot of information. They tell you how competitive the keyword is. They tell you the people who are ranking in Google, how strong their domain is. It tells you what the chances are of you being successful if your product page or your blog or whatever is ranked number one. It gives you all this awesome information that allows you to make a decision as to maybe the keywords you want to target once you have picked your product. Also, it'll show you if the product's popular. Mm-hmm. I'm a big golfer, as you know, and it turns out that golf products are really, really difficult to rank for because there's a lot of big box stores.
Does it give you suggestions for other products that maybe in the same genre? If you typed in golf balls, would it show you baseball bats and stuff like that, or other sporting equipment?
Not really. It kind of sticks to related keywords that you put in.
Cool.
So if I put in golf ball, it'll give me different variations of golf balls, best golf balls for beginners, or best golf balls, for a high handicapper. It'll just give you variations of that keyword. And then you can actually click those keywords, and they give you other suggestions that are related. So it's a really, really cool tool. And look, guys, we're not at all getting paid to say this. I'm just sharing with you what I'm using during my research stage. And if you guys, just to make a point about this should be the longest part of your process, mm-hmm. right? Because you want to make sure that you are doing your due diligence. I mean, you can, go on Alibaba or some of these websites, AliExpress, and just grab products and just throw them on Facebook, and see what sells. I mean, a lot of people do that. The problem with that is the margins are really, really small. So if your Facebook ads aren't converting, you're going to be spending a lot of money. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, man, you really want to set yourself up for success. Last thing you want is to end up with a bunch of product that really no one wants or is even searching for online. So this is great. I'm going to be in there now. You got to give me I don't even have the logins for this stuff.
Good.
Paying for it, but I don't have the login. Oh, you don't want me in there?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I get that.
All right. So that's that.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This has been episode number 40 of eCommerce Uncensored. And then if you guys are interested and you love what you hear, please head over to iTunes and give us a rating and review. Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Later.